Hey everyone, this is Ben from ObjectiveA, and today I'm back with another video on the 90 days of changing my life journey. So how's the 90 days been going? So we're on day 8 today. It's the 8th of June. I've only had one sort of off bad day so far, so I had a good week, and yesterday was that bad day. Been sticking consistently to everything that I've been aiming to do. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to go to the gym because we're in a 2-week lockdown here in Melbourne, and to be honest, it's meant to end this Friday and it's Tuesday today, but it's not looking very good. It's looking like we might stay in lockdown for a little longer, which is a shame. And what that means is I can't really get up at 5 to go to the gym. Like, I still could get up at 5, but like for what? Like, I can't go bike riding because it's always raining and freezing and dark. If I get up at 5, I can get up at 7 and go for a bike ride to do exercise instead. But my day's always running a little bit behind because there's no real reason to get up at 5 at the moment. So that's why it's bad that the gym's not open, besides of course the fact that I'm missing going to the gym. It also means I'm not really getting up at 5 at the moment, but that's okay, we'll get back to it shortly. And I guess that's what made me yesterday sort of fall out of it a bit, because not being in that routine I want to be, it makes it so that I'm just not quite doing what I want to be doing at certain times of the day, which sometimes throws me out, as it did yesterday. Never miss twice, so today we're trying to do a fully productive day again, which is why I'm making a YouTube video, and we'll be doing other productive stuff too, hopefully. So today's positive, life-changing activity that we're going to be focusing on is reading. Now, personally for me, reading has many benefits, of course, which I'll go over shortly, but for me personally, the two main reasons why I read is because, one, it really expands your mindset and your knowledge, obviously. Like, think about it, like, people, when they write a book, they're usually it's an older person, not always, but usually it'll be an older person that writes a book using their life experience and their mistakes and everything and what they've learned from them, and it's all in this book for you to read. You can learn all this stuff that it's taken them pretty much a lifetime to learn just by reading a book, and that's amazing. Being able to learn from the mistakes of others before doing them yourself, it really is such an advantage to be able to do that if you have big goals in life and you want to achieve high. Because there's a saying, it's like smart people learn from other people's mistakes, average people learn from their own mistakes, and then dumb people think they already have all the answers. And it really just contributes to a better mindset, which is great for if you want to achieve high in life. The second reason is because it's great content for my YouTube videos, because the more knowledgeable I become, the more knowledge I can try and give to you guys. I am yet to actually make a video based specifically off the knowledge in a specific book, but that'll be coming soon, so stay tuned. Oh, I should also mention, specifically I'm talking about self-improvement books. That's mostly what I read. Self-improvement, like money, mindset, all those sort of things is what I mostly read. Sometimes I read like a little bit of fiction books, but not so much nowadays. Now let's go over the more general benefits. I'm sure I haven't listed all the benefits here, and I found some of them to be a little bit airy-fairy, but here they are. So it increases your vocabulary and comprehension. Makes perfect sense, of course, because the more you read, the more words you expose yourself to, the more words that are gonna make their way into your vocabulary. Apparently it reduces stress, it lowers your blood pressure and your heart rate apparently, so that's a pretty cool benefit. It fights depressive symptoms. I guess this would more apply to fiction books than anything, because they're sort of like a healthy escape, I suppose. It prevents cognitive decline as you age. I obviously don't need to worry about that because I'm only 20, but as I get older, as you probably get into your 50s or whatever, 50s, 60s, I suppose that reading keeps your brain stimulated and prevents that cognitive aging. Now, there's a very important point I want to make about reading. So you must implement what you learn from a book. Otherwise, there's no point to reading self-improvement books, really. Don't rush through them. It's better to go slower through them. You don't have to read 50 books a year or whatever. Just maybe read one book every month or something. Even that, it could be too fast for some people. Really make sure you're taking your time in implementing what you learn in each chapter. Otherwise, there's just no point, is there? Knowledge without action is useless. and learning can be addictive. That's why I say this. It can be addictive to just read through books, learn all this stuff. It stimulates the brain, gets you the dopamine hits, you get excited. Wow, I know these cool new mindsets and stuff. But if you don't actually use them, nothing's actually changing. And the final point I want to make reading more effective for you is, personally, I don't use audiobooks ever. Simply because you just don't engage as deeply with an audiobook as you do when you're sitting down, taking the time to open the book. And if you're like me, it might even highlight some bits in the book. That shows that you're really engaging with it because you're really picking out the bits that are important to you. Some people might say they don't have enough time to separately go and sit down and read a book, whereas they could just have an audiobook on in the background whilst they're doing something else. But personally, I think it's better to read 2 to 5 pages a day only. That'll only take 10 to 15 minutes, and you'll be really engaged with those 2 to 5 pages and get everything out of them, rather than listen to an hour of an audiobook where you're not really listening, you just have it on in the background whilst you're actually working at something else. And I know from experience, the way our brain works, we have the two sides. If you're like a designer and you're doing drawing or whatever, you sort of can listen whilst you're drawing things out. That's okay, I suppose. But if you're doing some sort of writing activity, like you're writing an essay or you're writing a paper or writing anything really, you can't write and listen to something at the same time because you're trying to come up with words in your head and you can't listen to words whilst creating them, if that makes sense. So to sum up those last 2 important points, please implement what you learn. Don't just learn for the sake of learning. Otherwise, you could become addicted to it, and knowledge that isn't implemented is useless. Finally, no audiobooks. I really think it is important to engage properly with the book and get everything out of it and go through it slowly, rather than power through all these books in an audiobook, or just read through them and not really implement what you're using. Now, the book I'm reading at the moment is Awaken the Giant Within, an absolute classic, of course. It's taken me forever to get through this, because if I just show you a page, for example, let's get up a wordy page, you can see the words are pretty bloody small on the pages, and it's also a 520 page book. So it's taking a fair while, but as I said, take your time through it, absorb everything you can. You can see from what I've read so far, I've done a fair bit of highlighting, probably too much, but anyway, that's what I'm reading at the moment. And yes, I probably would recommend it. It has a lot of gems in there and a lot of good mindset stuff. It's really cool. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope after watching this video, you will implement reading as a habit into your daily life. It really is known as one of the greatest life habits to have in general. So I hope you decide to implement it. Please like the video for the YouTube algorithm. Comment any thoughts you have on the video, good or bad. I appreciate all feedback. And of course, please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of them, especially from this 90 days series. This is Ben from ObjectiveA, and thank you very much for watching, everyone. Cheers.